The man never expected that after 10 years of practicing parrying skills, he would accidentally deflect an ordinary frog and kill it. But the sight left the princess utterly stunned. That was no ordinary frog, it was the legendary Black Death Dragon, a creature whose miasma carried an ultimate toxin capable of corroding anything. Under normal circumstances, anyone directly exposed to its poison shouldn't have survived unharmed. Yet when the fight was over, Jack stood completely untouched. This made the princess recall something. If healing magic is cultivated to its peak, the body can emit a saintly aura, automatically purifying and healing everything it touches. Just 2.5 minutes earlier, Jack had faced the Black Death Dragon's toxic assault. He was coughing up blood, unable to stop it. But to him, it wasn't a big deal. When he was a child, he'd often picked wild plants in the mountains to stave off hunger. He thought that even if he ate something poisonous, the worst that would happen was an upset stomach. He never expected he'd ingested one of the deadliest toxins known, the Dragon's Bane Mushroom. Using the most basic low-level healing spell, he managed to temporarily suppress the venom inside him. Later, he looked it up in a book and realized what he'd eaten. Even with the poison temporarily contained, Jack still went off to do his daily training. But during one gathering trip, he stumbled into a whole new world. He was bitten by a venom-spine serpent and poisoned again. Yet this time, his body showed no reaction at all. He even brought the snake back, roasted it, and found it surprisingly delicious. The next day, he deliberately caught another venom-spine serpent to bite him, and found the poison spread unusually slowly. His body seemed to have developed a resistance. He'd hoped to turn this into a chance to learn a new skill, so he kept seeking out toxic creatures to eat. In the end, he didn't learn any new ability, but his poison resistance reached an incredible level. He also discovered something. Poisonous creatures were unusually tasty. Over time, he formed a kind of stereotype. If it's toxic, it's probably delicious. The young man watching from behind was shocked. How could anyone fight such a terrifying monster alone? The Black Death Dragon grew furious. As Jack repeatedly blocked its attacks, it suddenly opened its gaping jaws wide.
でかい。おそらくこれがこのカエルの生死を賭した一撃。だがハリー！
Everyone who saw it was stunned. What the dragon never saw coming was that one day it would be killed by its own venom. Looking at the completely corroded corpse, Jack felt a little surprised. He hadn't known there were such large, dangerous frogs outside the city. Then another thought hit him. It was kind of a shame. A frog this toxic might have been delicious. He turned to the young man behind him and noticed he looked quite pale. Maybe he'd been scared by the fight. Did you come here alone? Jack asked. The young man nervously explained that the monster was actually something he'd promised to bring to the city. Jack's mind instantly filled with assumptions. This youth had gone to great lengths to transport a poisonous frog to the city. He must have been planning to sell it as ingredients. He even thought the youth had used concealment magic to keep the frog fresh during transport and to avoid being robbed along the way. Jack suddenly felt deeply guilty. What if that frog was the result of 2.5 years of careful breeding, and he just destroyed the boy's most important product? I'll definitely compensate you, he said. The young man was taken aback by the offer, and quickly replied that no compensation was needed. Though Jack still felt bad, he asked how the youth had managed to bring such a fierce creature all the way here. Hesitantly, the boy explained that he'd been born with the ability to control monsters. He expected Jack to look at him with disgust, but instead, Jack was genuinely envious, as if this were a heaven-sent gift.
僕は魔族だ。
魔族？
魔族はみんなそういうことができて。
ああ、つまりその魔族というのはそういう能力を持った部族で、そこでは普通のことなんだな。
Jack was on a completely different wavelength. He started imagining all the ways he could use such a power. He could ask animals to help plow fields, use birds to deliver messages, and never have to worry about wild dog attacks when camping. Unbeknownst to him, his reaction made the youth curious. It was precisely because demons often possessed such abilities that people feared and hated their kind. But Jack didn't see it that way. No matter what anyone says, this is an ability that can help a lot of people. If you don't want it, I take it in a heartbeat. Jack didn't understand. How could someone with such a remarkable gift think so little of themselves? He didn't know the reason, but he believed that if the young man wanted to, he could help far more people than Jack ever could.